Hey guys, it's Maggie and I am back today, and you might have recently seen some videos in which I talked about the leaks and the odor issues I've been dealing with some of my ostomy bags, and how the StomaCloak really played a big role in that, really protecting my clothes and my skin from the more difficult things that ostomy life has handed to me. I'm thrilled to partner up with StomaCloak again to talk about their new pouch cover, the NODOR, because I think about the early days of having an ostomy. I was 16 when I got it, and I did not know how to handle that thing when I started getting back into life, getting back into school and regular activities. I remember every single day at lunch going into the bathroom to empty and seeing most of the time that I had leaked. I remember dealing with one type of bag, getting this burnt rubber sent to it, and being absolutely mortified in class, thinking everyone is smelling me right now and they're wondering what the heck is going on. It was such a difficult time, and there really weren't that many resources out there for ostomy patients. That was such a difficult time for me, and I think that's something that every ostomy patient goes through, because as you're trying to learn about your ostomy and how your stoma behaves and what products work for you, there's this period of just trying to stay above water. So when I think about the NODOR and I think about StomaCloak in general, I really think about that new ostomy patient that is just trying to get back to life while they're trying to learn how to manage their ostomy. It's such a difficult time, but can be made easier by products like this. So I just think about 16-year-old Maggie when I talk about the NODOR and how I wish it existed all those years ago. So I've been using the StomaCloak for about 2 years now, but first came in contact with their new pouch cover called NODOR over the summer at the UOAA conference. So that was really neat. I went up to their booth with Zach and introduced myself, and they so kindly gave me a free sample of NODOR. And as we were walking away from the booth, I remember like feeling it. Zach was feeling it, and he said, "Oh, that is nice." And you know, we can only take his opinion with a grain of salt because he's not the one living with the ostomy. But for myself, I agreed completely. It's so comfortable feeling and so smooth and silky. So I was thrilled to have it, especially in the Texas heat, which you'll hear about soon. So the NODOR is made from carbon and zeolite impregnated polyester. And what this does is it absorbs those odor molecules from your ostomy bag. When you put the cover on your ostomy, it isn't just covering up the odor, it's actually pulling it away from your ostomy bag and neutralizing it. And this is exactly my experience with both the StomaCloak and the NODOR. I think the NODOR is really fantastic because it's like on double duty. It's got 2 layers of this same fabric, and so it works doubly as hard. I started to notice with certain brands of ostomy bags that if I had it on for 3+ days, they would start to get a little odor. You know, I would change out the bag because I use a 2-piece system, but really it seemed like the odor was coming from the flange because it didn't go away when I changed the bag. But the flange would be sticking great, so I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to change it. I don't want to rip it off my skin. Every time you're ripping a flange off of your skin, you're taking off skin cells, right? So if I can leave it in place, it's just easier for me. Putting on the NODOR, I immediately notice the odor's neutralized. I'm not getting any whiffs of anything, but I'll wear it overnight, take it off in the morning, and I notice that that ostomy that the previous day had a strong scent to it no longer does, because it's really pulling those odor molecules away. It's actually very fascinating. That's when I think about 16-year-old Maggie. I remember sitting in history class, of all classes. I don't know why I remember it in this particular class, but something was going on with my ostomy bag, and the plastic would get this burnt rubber scent. I don't know why, but it would happen even just a few hours after putting on a new appliance. It was so embarrassing to me. I was so self-conscious about it. I felt like the entire class could smell it. And that was a big fear, because I knew that generally the thought around ostomies was that they're gross, they smell bad, which is not supposed to be the case, right? But that's how it felt. And I didn't know how to fix that. So I just think about how well it's worked for me now as an adult who's just too dang lazy to change their bag, to be quite honest. I think about that and how useful and how much more of a confidence boost I would have had if I had been wearing this. But yes, it's been so much more effective than trying to spray the outside of the flange in the bag with perfume, trying to cover it up, because that wears off. This neutralizes, it pulls it away from the bag, and wow, I would have loved it when I was 16. This also makes me think of the leaks that I used to get as a new patient. I was not comfortable changing my ostomy for about the first 6 months. I did not do the bag changes. All I did was hold the paper towel under my stoma. My dad did all of the work for me. So when I would have leaks at school, which was quite frequent because we didn't know what we were doing, I couldn't do anything about it. The nurse was not equipped to care for stomas. I didn't know how to change my bag. So it was kind of like either go to the nurse, call my dad up to come to the school and change it, or deal with it. And for the most part, I just tried to deal with it. My bags had a little bit of a fabric border around them, so I would go empty my bag at lunch, and when I'm in the stall looking down at my ostomy, I can see on that fabric border a leak starting, and it made me so upset, and I was so scared it was going to leak on my clothes. So I remember stuffing toilet paper down kind of around my flange to try and block it, and I would go the rest of the day like that, and that's not how you're supposed to live with an ostomy. You may have seen in my recent video how, I'm not experiencing leaks from the flange like underneath of it. I'm more having bag malfunctions, like when the ring and the flange don't click together and I get leaks around that. But you got to see in real time how the StomaCloak actually caught my leak. And so I think about how useful it would have been to have been wearing the NODOR, and how it's that double layer. Could have protected my clothes, could have pulled some of that fluid off of my skin, and just let me go about my day in a discreet way, because the NODOR lays flat. I could have gone about my day rather than having toilet paper stuffed down my shirt and my pants. And I've had leaks from filters before. I've had leaks from drainable bags where you drain it out of the end, and because the StomaCloak covers all of those areas and it has a little bit, kind of goes a little bit beyond where the flange sits on your skin, it could have protected all of that. And it does today for me now. My favorite time is to wear it at night, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Now, the moisture wicking properties of the NODOR is just wonderful. A lot of ostomy bags come with some sort of fabric on the back of them where the plastic would be touching your skin. And that can be helpful, but it only is so helpful. So if you are working out or you're playing sports, maybe you're in a warm climate like I was in Texas, or if you are like me and currently on some medications that are making you a bit warmer, giving you some horrible night sweats, and you're completely soaking through your clothes, the moisture wicking of the NODOR, I can tell you firsthand, works pretty well. It has been keeping the skin around my flange and the fabric around my flange dry. It's been wicking away that moisture, and I have dealt with fungal infections in the past. I am not looking to mess around with them, so I'm not looking to have sweaty skin around my ostomy. For the most part, I don't experience that a ton unless I'm working out in a hot climate or experiencing horrible night sweats. So now that I am, it's been quite nice. It has made it very comfortable to sleep in, and just like knowing that the extra protection is there when some of my ostomy bags have been a little bit faulty is great, because I don't feel like washing the sheets every night. All of this to say, though, when it comes to any sort of product in any aspect of life, it does not work for a person if it's too difficult to use. And that's something that I can say about NODOR. It is fantastic. I am the type of person that I will avoid buying certain clothes if I have to dry clean them or wash them on cold. If there's too much maintenance to something, I'm out. Like, I don't want to deal with it. And thankfully, the NODOR is low maintenance, because when you need to wash it, you can throw it right in your wash on hot water, dry it on high heat. That's exactly what it likes to maintain its abilities, and it lasts for 40 plus wash cycles, which is absolutely fantastic. It holds its shape, holds its fabric, and the other part of it is, if it's not easy to put on, I'm not going to want to put it on, but it really is. And I think this will probably speak to many of you. With my non-drainables that I typically use, I have to remove the whole ostomy bag in order to empty it, right? So that means I have to remove my NODOR or my StomaCloak. It is so easy to put on, though, that isn't a big deal to me. If you're somebody who uses a drainable pouch, you might leave the NODOR on for a day plus, because you can empty out of the bottom of it, which is so convenient. It's just convenient to use. It's easy to fold the fabric away and empty it without getting any output on the bottom. So since it's easy to use, I'm using it. I'm really happy for this opportunity to share about StomaCloak and their new doubly as nice ostomy pouch cover, the NODOR, because I really think about some of what could have been negative experiences and how it has turned them around, made them much more manageable. And I know for new ostomy patients, the fear really is the leaks, the odor, all the things that come to mind. The StomaCloak and NODOR particularly try to tackle. When I was 16 and I just had the surgery done, it was such a vulnerable time, and I felt so insecure with my ostomy. I mean, I was just trying to figure out how to empty it and how to change it. I had no clue what to do with all of the other issues I would experience. And thankfully today I have a bit more experience, but clearly some of these issues still appear. I still wind up dealing with them. But the NODOR is something that I wish I could time travel back, show up in that high school bathroom and say, here, put this on, you'll be good. It's something that I just really feel passionate about talking to ostomy patients with, especially the new ones, because I think it'll just give you a little peace of mind as you're learning to deal with your new stoma. If you would like to check out StomaCloak and their new ostomy pouch cover called the NODOR, you can check out the description below. I'll put the link there, or I'll pin it in a comment so you can easily find it. I do think that you'll really enjoy it. You'll find a lot of comfort and security with it, and I'm thrilled for the opportunity to talk about it and to know StomaCloak. They're lovely people. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I wish you good luck with your stomas, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.